Well, there is the Ukrainian boxer Anna SEZKO, 17 years of age. Comes in as the 2020 European Championship silver medalist in the youth category at 69kg welterweight. Reigning the 2020 national champion of her country. Arundhati Choudhary is 18 years old, and she comes in with a 2019 continental bronze medal at 69kg, took the national youth title in 2019. Our referee is from the Czech Republic. And just 9 boxers comprising the women's 69kg welterweight bracket. Stark contrast to the men, where it's the busiest tournament, the busiest weight class of the entire tournament. Choudhary preparing for her second bout at Kielce 2021, having prevailed in the round of 16 over Casas Jerez of Colombia.
Round 1.
So we're underway then, quarter-final action in the 69kg welterweight division for women. This one between boxers from Ukraine and India. And when you see the contrasting statures between these two boxers, well, the tactics clear and evident. Somehow, SEZKO has got to find a way inside the towering range and reach possessed by Choudhary. Boxing, a weight-governed sport, of course. There's difficulty with the head guard of the Ukrainian boxer. But even though it is a weight-governed sport, if you were to believe your eyes rather than the scales, these two boxers look a couple of weight divisions apart. But they have to make weight for each and every bout in AIBA tournament boxing. So both are indeed 69kg welterweight boxers. But Choudhary, towering over her opponent, will she be able to turn her attributes of height and length and reach into assets and keep her opponent in red at long distance? Content to work away at mid and short range there as she whipped in bent arm punches, coming forward on the front foot, did land with a left cross out of that southpaw stance. Left hand catching the woman in red before the boxers disengaged once again. And Choudhary, while she's content to concede her longer reach, walks forward, and then look, she's right into the punching territory of SEZKO. And SEZKO scores with a good punch to the body. So coming over that front foot, but right into mid and short range, and takes a right hand over the top. Cleverly picked punch from SEZKO. And one wonders whether there'll be any adjustment from Choudhary in a bid to keep her opponent on the end of her straight shots. And look how long the gap is if Choudhary were to extend that lead right jab and really commit to it, rather than falling in and finding herself in SEZKO's preferred range. So SEZKO remaining patient on the outside. Now she's where she wants to be, but there's an untidy tangle that ensues, causing the intervention of the referee. Looping left hand, but what a counter left by SEZKO, remaining cool in the pocket. And when the punches from Choudhary were coming in, she kept her composure and was able to land a couple of sneaky punches. But there's a jolting right jab landed by Choudhary, and another one. So the first round in the book, Choudhary, the aggressor, always on the front foot. But the punch picking of SEZKO when under pressure, you have to take it for the majority of judges in the opening round. Well, there's an example of how Choudhary conceding her attributes of height and length and reach, and just walking in almost of her own volition into the punching compass of the woman in red, and she was able to take advantage by keeping calm when under pressure, scoring with some effective variety.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second round we go then. And once again, the usual pattern resumes. Choudhary clearly upping the tempo and the punch output to begin this second 3-minute round. And she calls timeout because... Oh, what's that all about? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Ever. In all my years of watching AIBA boxing, different types of boxing at every level of the competition, from novices through to the world championship stage, I don't think I've ever seen a boxer called time to have something that is disrupting their tongue, be it a hair, be it a piece of tissue, whatever it is. Call time out and go and get it removed. That, an extraordinary interlude, but we're back to the action. Wow. Always learning in this job. That is another point of reference that we've just observed here. We'll be able to say in years to come, well, I saw a boxer call timeout because she had a piece of the towel, perhaps. I was irritating her tongue, so she went back to her corner to get it removed. But back to the task at hand, where both of these boxers are trying to make it through to the medal rostrum in the 69-kilogram welterweight division. Short of the range is Choudhary, but she doubled up the attack, and she did just put her opponent on the end of these subsequent 2 shots after the first pair fell short. Well, there's no doubting the aggression of Choudhary, but it hasn't really been effective through the first half of this second round. And again, look at the variety in evidence. Punching in the pocket from SEZKO, scoring to both body and head. Left hand landed on the break from Choudhary, but SEZKO just keeping her cool. Scoring to the body once again, catching the advancing boxer in blue. Choudhary goes downstairs with a nice left hand to the body, then scores with a left cross. Winging away with the left hand while holding with the right. Choudhary doing a good job cutting off the ring by moving to her right just a couple of moments ago. Now she's trying to get over the front foot, perhaps did find a range at the full extent of that left cross. SEZKO takes another left cross over the top and initiates a clinch. One of the few we've seen in this contest. Because usually SEZKO looking to work away when Choudhary falls into her own punching territory. Exchange of jabs as the 10-second clapper sounds. So the second round in the book, Choudhary tried to up the tempo, but it wasn't any, well, she's got it across the board thanks to that increased work rate. So it's all square for 4 of the 5 judges. Counter shot success on the back foot such as that for SEZKO. Again, Choudhary coming forwards, and there is a school of thought in boxing that in a contest that's fairly even, the aggressor will be favored, but remember, it has to be effective aggression. It's merely making the contest.
Seconds out, please.
Shouldn't be deemed to be enough. As we enter the third and final round, this contest is up for grabs.
Round 3.
It is all square for 4 of the 5 scoring judges, 19 points apiece. After SEZKO took the first round on a 4-1 split, Choudhary rallied to take the second across the board. So it is 20-18 for one judge in favor of the woman in blue, and all square, 1 round apiece, 19 points apiece for judges B, C, D, and E. Both corners will be aware of that, and that is why we're seeing increased activity from both boxers. SEZKO elected to go on the back foot. Choudhary winging away with that left hand while holding with the right once again. SEZKO, I'm surprised she's not looking to work in there. She had her hands behind the back of the woman in blue rather than freeing them up and trying to score with body punches on the inside. Nice final left-right combination from Choudhary. Swiveling the head of the woman in red, and just wonder whether SEZKO is feeling the pace here. It's been a physical contest. Breathing through an open mouth. Minute gone in the third and final round. And in always backing up, well, that could be perceived as negative by the judges, as though she's trying to nick this. SEZKO with clever pot shots such as that. But here you see Choudhary being the aggressor, and she is the one looking to make the contest. And as she continues to dig away with the left hand, while in the clinches, SEZKO not doing anything. It's Choudhary who is working away with a free left hand. There's a sneaky left hand landed by SEZKO, and then a clever right as she skipped away to her right. Now with a minute to go, who can produce some quality in there? Right on cue is a two-shot combination from Choudhary, catching up with a left-right out of that southpaw stance. And I'm just not sure that SEZKO is being busy enough here. She's trying to pick her points, but then in sporadic bursts, she's being subjected to swarming attacks from the woman in blue. And she may be letting this one slip away simply by not being busy enough. SEZKO, and again, I posed the question as to whether she's feeling the pace. There she's digging away with body shots, but look at the sharp intake of breath and the visible exhalation through puffed cheeks from SEZKO. Right hand over the top is an effective shot, but look at the response it spurs from Choudhary. As again, good left hand before retreating from Choudhary. In the closing seconds, a big right jab backs up the woman in red. She gamely bites down on her gum shield and tries to dig away to the body. But in a contest that was in the balance, for my money, well, the woman in blue did far more work in the second round. And again, body language from athletes in their corners so often instructive. There were high fives over in that blue corner as soon as Choudhary returned there. Altogether more subdued in the red corner of the Ukrainian boxer. One suspects it's going to be the industry of Choudhary that will take her through to the medal rostrum in the women's 69kg weight division. Outworking her opponent, landing a jolting right jab in the closing stages. Here's
Ladies
the
and
verdict.
gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is the boxer from the blue corner, Arundhati, CHOUDHARY, India.
So there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Arundhati Choudhary. She goes through to the final four of the women's 69kg welterweight division. 2 wins out of 2, and she has guaranteed herself a medal here on the World Championship stage. Understandably delighted, but more to come. The semi-final will take place tomorrow in the afternoon session. Who will she be